Hey guys, it's your maybe not so favorite truck driver, hopefully favorite, because that would make me feel better. Theo, I don't know if I've mentioned this, I don't think I did. I'm going by Theo right now. I'm not really sure if it's gonna be a permanent name, but I like it for now, so I'm just gonna go with it. And I figured that today would be a good day to kind of show you some of the drive like through Utah and into Colorado. I don't know if we're really gonna make it into Colorado or not today. I also don't know if I'm gonna keep this audio, but I figured I could just kind of like show you guys the road and talk to you while my windshield isn't filling up with bugs because it's kind of like raining and whatnot. And if the audio is okay and if I feel like I want to put it out there, then I will. I'm not gonna bother turning around the video to show my dumb face, but you guys know what I look like. And off we're gonna go. So I have no idea what that sounds like or it's gonna sound like later, but that kind of like hissing sound is the air brakes. Just in case you're someone who wouldn't recognize the sound. I'm also not sure how well the camera is gonna stay in place because it's kind of an old like phone holder up against my window, and you know how when your stuff gets old, the suction cup wears out and all that. So we're just gonna cross our fingers and hope for the best. That sound is saying that I am short on windshield washer fluid. I'm not really short on it, it just always says that. It's probably about halfway full when it starts beeping like that. So I was thinking, as far as subject matter goes today, that maybe we talk about like truck driving during the pandemic and the whole thing, the whole shebang. Like maybe not all the experiences, because I feel like some stuff isn't really worth putting out there, not because like it wasn't important or whatever, it just, I don't know, it's not common, but we'll see how much I spill my guts, if anyone is even interested, remotely interested. But I've got some questions and stuff, mostly from people I know in person, because I haven't really been on YouTube lately. I've been hiding out. I was gonna make a video about like Lindsey Graham and his opponent, but the person that I wanted to vote for ended up like dropping out, and kind of took the wind out of my sails a little bit. And definitely like fuck Lindsey Graham. We could probably talk multiple hours about all of the horrible things he's done and all of his bad takes and how he's negatively impacted our society, not even just South Carolina, but the whole country. And that noise in the background, the click is Jessica. She's been asleep, but of course I decided to turn the video camera on, and she decides this is a good time to wake up and start chewing on things. But basically the video that I was gonna make, it was too depressing, and I haven't really had the heart to do like the research and all that and whatnot. And then I was gonna make this like one of those DIY hair cutting videos. You guys know that I always cut my own hair, but that's popular right now, and I'm not very good with the electric clippers. Like, I was much better when I was like, you know, taking my elbow length hair to some kind of like stupid long asymmetrical bob with like wacky bangs. Like, I was way better at that stuff. I don't know how to use the fucking clippers. Oh Jesus. I try not to swear, but there we go. Out the window. It doesn't really matter if I swear, I guess not, because it's not like my channel has ever been or will ever be monetized. But I guess I should get to the point of like trucking during COVID, because if this audio turns out to be any good, that's obviously like what y'all here for. Unless you just here for the views, which is great. Put your own music in there and put me on mute. Shit. So I went back home to vote for Bernie Sanders. That's the last time I've been home. And like, people were worried about COVID, but it wasn't this whole big we're shutting down kind of thing. Like, you know, in January everything was normal. In February people started to get nervous, and in April shit hit the fan, if I'm remembering correctly. And I went home to vote for Bernie at the end of February. So I was kind of worried. My area hadn't had any cases yet, so I wasn't that worried. But by the time I had repacked all my stuff and the day I was leaving town, I got this little phone alert, and it said that, you know, we have 10 cases in our area. And I was like, well, shit, this is the beginning, right? And obviously, the whole situation has been so horribly mishandled. My county has like one of the highest percentages of any county in South Carolina, which is, we have like -3 people in the county. I feel like I'm one of 20 residents, and I'm never fucking there, you know? So I'm kind of wondering like how they managed to do this, but you know, a lot of them are kind of like Trump supporters who don't believe in things like modern medicine and whatnot. So I'm not that surprised. Like, disappointed, yes. Surprised, no. You know how it goes. Yeah. So I realized that, you know, I can't really go back, because of the people that I would go to see are in the high risk category. So I've just been out here ever since. And the day that everything got shut down, I was outside of St. Louis, I think it was. And yeah, I don't know, like, everyone was panicking, things were flying off the shelves. I had like my own little a personal freak out moment. I just got the stuff that I would need in case the stores ended up closing, because I figured we're not going to be allowed to get off of work. And I didn't know if the main gas stations would close or not. And you know, some of the truck stops have closed, but most of them have still been open and been open this entire time. So I didn't have as much reason to worry, but it is extremely expensive to eat at the truck stop. Extremely expensive. And I don't know, I just get tired because it's trash food, and they charge you so much for it. I feel like they're, you know, taxing me extra to kill me young, you know? So when it first happened, I was like in total freak out mode, and I had some Lysol wipes because I keep them around to clean stuff in the truck, like way before the pandemic happened. But I didn't have any hand sanitizer, nothing like that, and you certainly couldn't get your hands on it. And there was no masks anywhere. But from when I had long hair, I had a collection of bandanas, so I was using those. And the problem was I didn't have any hand sanitizer neither. So every time I would get prepared to get out of the truck, I would wrap the bandana around my face. I would take one of the wipes. I think I had 50, and I'd tear it in half, and I'd put the other half back in the bucket. I'd wash my hands with a wipe. I would leave it in the side door. I'd go, I'd fuel up, I'd get whatever food that I could get, get my scale ticket, whatever kind of thing I had going on. And then I would come back and I would open the door, take the wipe out, wipe off the door handle, wipe out the inside pocket the wipe was in, wipe my hands, wipe all the bars that I used to climb in and out, and wipe the steering wheel, and then take my mask off, bandana off, and shove it in my center console with the side that was towards my face up, so I didn't get any outside dirt or germs on my face. Because the problem with reusable masks and being a truck driver is that you have to wash your reusable mask every day, and sometimes that's hard because where's your laundry detergent? You have to go and you have to sit inside the truck stop with all the other people and guard your laundry, because if you don't, people will fuck with it. And then you'll have to wash it all over again unless they take it, and you have none left, and it's just it's a mess. It's a mess. So I was really happy when I was able to afford the little blue disposable ones. You use them once or twice and whatnot, and then you go. But I was in full on panic mode. As you know, I'm over the road, and the territory I cover is all of the land-bound states. They would send me into Canada and to do some other stuff, but I would need to apply for a TWIC card, and my passport expired forever ago, and I'd have to go through the process of getting my passport back to go into Canada. And I'm also really nervous about going into Canada because I don't speak French. But anyways, that's a side note. This is a little bit of a ramble, sorry about that. But I don't know, I was really freaked out. I was going over all the possibilities and just sanitizing everything, and some stuff happened that just made me freak out even more. And it was on two sides of the thing. I saw a couple of trucks being segregated from all the other trucks, and surrounded by police cars and ambulances. So I've been thinking the truck driver probably caught COVID, is now having a horrible time. He's probably just been into this truck stop, and maybe they reported him, maybe he had to call for help, and now they're surrounding the trunk with cops and an ambulance, and they're gonna take the guy away. And I was thinking, what happens if you get COVID while you're on the road? And my company didn't handle this very well at all. They waited a month to put out a statement about it. They just kind of pretended that it wasn't happening. the first thing that they finally said in their statement when they were addressing everyone is, no, you won't get any hazard pay. You fucking assholes. Has anyone asked about hazard pay? People want to know what the new procedures are. People want to know how to protect themselves. People want to know what's going to happen to their jobs. And the first thing that you say, and of course, like, I read into it as like a snarky kind of thing, just because of like the experiences I have with some of our dispatchers and some of the people in the company and stuff like that, that the first thing that they would say is, don't worry, we're not going to pay you any extra. It just seemed like really insensitive and rude and like rubbing it in people's faces, and I was just not happy with it. And then they started like furloughing people, and I've not been furloughed, obviously. I think that everyone on the dedicated board that I'm on was endangered of being furloughed at one point, but then business kind of picked back up and we kept on going, and we all had reduced hours, and we all had to like stay in random places for like a week trying to get somewhere, or just travel 100 to 200 miles a day trying to pick up some work. But the people on my board did not end up getting furloughed in the end. And I have a couple of stories about all this, and obviously, like, I can't get to all of them, but my thinking was, like, I technically have a place that I live, but I don't actually live there. Since I got the dog, when I go back home, I'm not even allowed to do things like sleep there, right? I gotta sleep outside in the driveway with the dog, or I have to, if I'm going on like a mini road trip when I go home, like, oftentimes I'll show up, I'll do some chores for my quote-unquote housemates, I'll collect my mail, and then I'll like ride on down a couple hours down the road to the beach, and I'll take the dog to the beach, or the dog and I will go on a hike, that kind of thing. I used to post pictures of the trip that I would take, because I had a girlfriend for a while, and we would take these trips together, and it was just the best part of my life, and that's gone now, but that's a different story. So I was just worried about like what is going to happen if I catch corona. I have a health insurance plan, which I'm like luckier than a lot of people in that way, but it's like it's a health savings account, and I've only had it for like a year or so. So there isn't very much in my health savings account. I put away like 40 every week, I think, and the company matches me 40. I think I picked that because 40 was like, or maybe it was 30 was the max that the company would match. And I don't know. It just seems to me like a hospital stay could cost like tens of thousands of dollars, and my measly, $40 or $60 that are getting put away every week isn't gonna get me through that. And then what am I gonna do with Jessica? Nobody wants Jessica. I love you, baby. Sorry, she started looking at me. She's so cute. She's like, please don't say that. You want me, don't you? But, yeah. Nobody can take Jessica if something happens to me. Right? And, I don't have anywhere to go, because in all the emails that they sent out, road driver. Who knows where I'll be sick at? And who knows how long I'll be sick for? And, you know, what if I got sick, like, right here? This is Utah. We haven't made it to Colorado yet, I don't think. Yeah, what if I got sick right here in Utah? What are they gonna do about it? Am I just gonna park at the rest area? And, like, some of the rest areas don't even have water. Their toilets are just, their bathrooms are just toilets with, like, they're holes in the ground. They're, like, toilet-shaped things over just holes in the ground. I don't know, like, what am I gonna do? Are the cops gonna come like they did to those other truck drivers and surround me and force me to go into the ambulance? Is my dog gonna get, like, killed at the pound? Like, what the fuck? And there's no reassurance for anything at all. So it was like a mess during the early days. It was like panic, 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 panic. And then, like, y'all seen all these videos of people not wearing their masks and stuff and, like, acting a fool, like all these Karen videos. And some people are calling them Kevins. Like, that bothers me. Kevin is already a thing. There's this hilarious subreddit, it's like r/stories about Kevin. And it's just like a guy who's kind of stupid. He's not malicious, he's just, like, terminally dumb, right? That's what a Kevin is. So, yeah, y'all can't use Kevin. We gotta go Kyle. So, the truck stops are full of all these, like, Karens and Kyles because a lot of truckers are, like, conservatives and Republicans and pro-Trump and all this crazy stuff. Like, not all of us, of course. There are some lovely people who are truckers who aren't anything like that. But a large majority of them are just, like, Trump-supporting maniacs. And my mask, wearing the mask, doesn't protect me that much. It protects other people, right? And so it's like, I'm diligent. I'm always washing my hands. I'm not touching things unless I'm going to buy them. You know, I'm staying as clean as I possibly can under the circumstances. You know, running out of wipes, running out of everything. And there are all these Kevins and Karens around, and the truck stops saying these crazy things. And they're coming up to me and saying the crazy things. And I try really hard not to fight people at the gas station. Like, talk about some redneck shit, some, like, throwbacks to my roots. Oh, how did you lose your job during this global pandemic and economic crisis? Oh, I fought a Karen at the gas station, full on fists and everything. Security cameras caught it, blah, blah, blah. Disaster. So, I just kind of, like, try to, yeah, sure, and walk away as quickly as possible. But sometimes, like, I would, like, have a panic attack and freak out and have to leave, like, without my stuff, without any food, because, like, the gas, like, one time, there was this manager, right, and I was getting some hot dogs for Jessica. There shouldn't have been no hot dogs out, but there was at that time, and they decided that it would just be good enough if the gas station employees got the hot dogs, and it wouldn't be a big deal. So, Manager Karen has this, like, slip of a mask. It is, like, a third the size of the regular mask, and it barely covers her nose and mouth. It's like this weird slit. It doesn't go over her chin. It's very strange. And, like, if I wasn't getting the hot dogs for the dog and I was getting them for me, I would have probably flipped out a lot more. Because she goes in, she puts her mask on, she puts her gloves on to get the hot dogs because now she's handling the food or whatever. And she starts like screaming, "It's a placebo! It's a placebo! The masks don't help ya! It's a placebo!" And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And so now I just never stop. I never stop there. And there isn't a good alternative truck stop to fuel at there. So I have to remember, on this stretch of road, you know, you gotta fuel before, or, you know, have enough fuel to get through a couple hundred miles after, because these crazy people, like, aren't taking it seriously. And it's been so many months now, who knows, like, maybe Manager Karen has caught COVID and seen the errors of her ways. Maybe not. I don't know. I was in Ohio, and I was fueling up, right? And I went in to get myself some Red Bull. For a while, there seemed to be a Red Bull shortage. And I was like, no! Because I drink that stuff, like, every day. Right now, I don't always drink it every day, but, like, that's just my personality. I'll get, like, addicted to things, and then I'll just be like, wait, this is bad, and then I put it down. And then a couple of months later, something will happen, and I'll pick it back up again, and then I'll be like, wait a second, what am I doing? This is bad, and put it down. And it's been like that a lot with me and caffeine. But anyways, I'm like real intent on getting these Red Bulls and like some water and stuff like that. And this fucking cashier has some kind of illness. We don't know what kind of illness it is. But she is like slobbering, and her face is red, and it's just not good. And of course, like, I didn't know this till I got up to her and I put my stuff on the counter. And there's this like plastic shield to separate the cashiers from us. But the card reader was on, you know, the left side where the plastic shield wasn't covering. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna wipe the groceries, wipe the drinks down when I get into the truck, and then I can drink it and it'll be okay, right? So I'm paying, and her slobbery ass leans to the left where I'm paying, around the covering, takes off her mask to have a coughing fit, a full-on spitting, coughing, can't breathe, drowning in phlegm fit in my face, directly into my face, and her spit flies into my eyes. And I think, oh my god, I just wanted some Red Bull and now I'm gonna die. Like, thankfully I have not caught COVID through this whole time, but I've definitely had like a couple of close calls and a couple of kind of like terrifying incidents from my perspective. And I don't know, it's kind of changed. It's changed in the way that I think about things, but also not really. That sounds dumb. I'm gonna have a hard time explaining. I guess I would say it's a bit of a temporary change, because even though people are still catching it and dying everywhere in like bigger and bigger numbers, I know that we reached past 140,000 last time that I checked. Like, you can get used to anything and stuff just kind of goes back to normal, even though you know that it isn't at all. And who knows when it will be again. But a lot of people want to ask me like about checkpoints and what's open and what's closed and all this stuff. And honestly, like, my takeaway from it is that the general public has not been taking it seriously. The only state that I've been in that I felt relatively safe in, where most of the people were taking it seriously, is California. Like, y'all know my home base is Minneapolis, and I spend the plurality, not the majority, of my downtime there. And when I go to the store, people come within inches of me. People, you know, crowd up against me in the fucking line and shit. And they're everywhere. There are so many people. But I was outside of LA, and I went to Target. Everyone was wearing their mask. It was even over their noses. That's the thing. I went to Baltimore. It was the same way. And, like, over half the people who were wearing the mask, which, like, everyone in Target was required to, had it not covering their noses. Like, over half. And I was just thinking, man, you know, a bitch gotta eat, but I am so screwed right now. And I am just shocked that I haven't gotten sick yet. And really the only people that I've seen taking it completely 100% seriously as a group, as a whole, was people outside of LA. I was just there. I've run out of food. My cooler broke, another one, and so whenever I have a chance to walk to the store and kind of get anything to eat that isn't a candy bar from the gas station, I'm eternally grateful. So I walked to Target and right outside of LA. No one came near me. Everyone was wearing their mask. No one shouted that this is a placebo conspiracy. And I felt almost safe. And I just, like, I don't even like LA, but I wish that more of the places would treat this like LA is, you know? Because I've seen so many people going out, partying, huddling together. In Colorado, they all be doing that shit. In Wisconsin, they all be doing that shit. And I don't know, it's been a weird experience, and there's no, like, really one solid takeaway that I can really tell you about this experience.